Boom. If y'all hear heavy breathing in the background, it's my fat corgi. Hey y'all, my name is Megan, and it's been a hot minute since I've made a YouTube video. So this is probably gonna be really cringy. Okay, so I've wanted to make this video for a while now, talking about my first year after graduating from dental hygiene school, and telling y'all the struggles that I've gone through in the first year of being thrown into like the real world of dental hygiene and working at a dental office. What my plan was, so you're not just watching me talk about it, I was gonna do my makeup at the same time, just so y'all have something to watch, and it keeps me busy while I'm talking about it so I don't feel so awkward. I'm already awkward as is, so I'm hoping this is, entertaining, but whatever. I mean, I've been wanting to make this, so shut up. It's okay. Yeah, I'm just going to talk to y'all about my first year as a hygienist, straight out of school, and all the crazy things that have happened, or like the hardships, the struggles, because it has not been easy, but I wouldn't change it for the world because I do enjoy what I do. I've always been obsessed with teeth. But anyways, I'm gonna quit wagging my jaw and we'll get started. So for starters, I graduated from Tyler Junior College in Texas. It was a 2-year program, difficult as all get out, mentally and physically draining, mainly mentally. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved my teachers, my classmates were amazing. It was just a great experience. After I graduated from TJC, from their hygiene program, I tried putting out resumes to all sorts of dental offices, dental practices, corporate, private offices. I really wanted to work in private because I've heard, not the best things from corporate offices, but I couldn't be too picky about it because I was fresh out of school, and I'm sure a lot of places want people with experience. So after putting my resume in at about like 20 places, it felt like, all around, different areas where I live, I finally got a call back from a place that is a corporate office, and they hired me like on the spot, which is awesome. So I finally had a job after like it took like a month of handing in resumes, going out, driving everywhere. What I was nervous for was, I don't know how a dental office works. I wasn't a dental assistant prior. I never worked in a dental office. The closest thing I got to being in a dental office was being a patient in a dental office. So it was a little scary going in like completely fresh. Like, I know what I'm doing, but I don't know how an office works. So one of the main things I remember, fresh out of school, don't really know a lot of like the dentist tools, like what they use. We mainly only focused on what like the hygienists use, like the hand scalers, Cavitrons, PAs, stuff like that. And when I started working at this office, I was asked a lot, hey, can you go grab this for the dentist? And I was like, no idea what that is. So it made me feel like an idiot, to say the least. Didn't know what anything was, what they needed. Don't know what different burrs are. But anyways, basically, I didn't know what the dentist needed, and so it made me look like an idiot. So I'd like grab something and bring it to him. I'm like, is this it? No? Okay, well, I'm gonna go try it again. Another thing that's really big is the software that dental offices use. We were taught to use EagleSoft, which is called EagleSoft, in school, and it was already confusing to learn it. Like, you never think about like going into a medical field or something, the type of, computers or software, to put like documents in and stuff to use, or like for us, we, chart teeth, we check gum measurements, health, and we have to learn how to schedule patients. And so we only learned one software in school, which was called EagleSoft. And it was super difficult in school because all of the classmates were like, I don't know what I'm doing. But when you get out to the real world, you're kind of just thrown into it. You're not really taught anything. You're kind of just thrown into it. Thank God, though, the first 2 offices that I've worked at, they both used EagleSoft, so I was like, oh, thank God. Well, change of plans now. Now I work at a different office. We just moved, and my husband is in the military, so we just moved out to like a military area in Texas. And this office doesn't use EagleSoft. They use something called Dentrix. Don't know how to use Dentrix. I've heard of it. Don't know what it is. So that is it's such a learning curve. I feel comfortable like seeing patients. I feel comfortable, cleaning teeth. It's literally just documenting and like putting in notes, and that's such a big part of like the medical field, because you want to make sure everything is put in correctly. Like you want to make sure you document everything, basically. Sorry, it's like hard to talk, and like I'm looking at the monitor, I'm looking at the webcam or the camera, whatever, and I'm looking at my mirror right here. There's just a lot going on, so I apologize if this is chaotic at best, but we move forward. So starting at this new job where I'm at now, love it to death, love the people, everybody is great. I just felt like I had to take a step back. I was progressing forward as a hygienist, but now I have to take a step back and relearn something totally different, which isn't always a bad thing. It's just, it puts you down a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Makes you feel like an idiot, basically. But surprisingly, I was able to, within like a week or so, I was able to get the hang of it. I still prefer the other software that I use, but this one, there's some perks to it. It was pretty easy to understand, but I still miss the other one that I use, but maybe eventually I'll just prefer this method better. Every office is different though, so it is good to know different softwares. And it sounds stupid me talking about, softwares in a dental office, like no one cares, but it's such a huge thing, and it's such a big part of the job to know like how this works, rather than just like knowing how to clean teeth or knowing how to take x-rays. This is such a big part of it. I never thought I would have to know. Like treatment planning. Oh my God. Treatment planning, it took me the absolute longest to get down. I still struggle with it to this day. Like there's so many codes. Like there's a code for deep cleaning. There's a code for fillings. There's a code for root canals. There's a code for implants, braces or Invisalign, bleaching, and they all have their own like subcategories too. And oh my God, I cannot get it down to save my life. They have like these quick buttons that you can use to make it easier, but still I'm like half the time I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm always having to ask for help. But I've gotten a lot better at treatment planning than I was before, thank God, because that is such a big part. Of course, like you go into a dental office to figure out what is wrong with your teeth, or if there's anything wrong with your teeth. You want a good deal on it, and you want to know what your insurance is going to pay. That's where I struggle the most, is insurance. My God, I don't even understand my own insurance. I sound like a freaking child. I basically am. I'm basically a child. Like, I suck at adulting. God bless the ladies up at the front. Like, I could never do that job. I don't know how to, like, work with insurance. I don't know how all of that works. I feel like I've been blending the same thing, like, over and over. Sorry. It's so hard to talk and do makeup at the same time. I didn't expect it to be this hard. But, okay, carrying on. So moving away from, like, the whole treatment planning, like computer stuff. No one really cares about that, I have learned with patients, I prefer cleaning patients that are, or having patients that are my age or around my age, and I'm 24. It just seems to go by so much more smoothly. Like, I don't know, it's not like I hate dealing with like other patients. I just, when I see someone that's coming in and I see their age and I'm like, oh yeah, this is probably going to be, a chill appointment. One thing that I, have learned, Karens are very much real. I don't want to, attack middle-aged women because not all of them are like this. But it's, you run across some Karens in your life, and it's even more terrifying when you have to be in this intimate, close situation where you're cleaning their teeth and they're trusting you to do this, but they're so intimidating, it makes you nervous. Like, the whole time you're nervous. Like, you don't know if they're going to basically bitch at you for not doing your job right, even though you're trying. I've had this happen multiple times, and I'm such a baby. Like, I need to grow an exterior shell or something, like, and just suck it up half the time, be confident. But yeah, Karens, I keep calling them Karens, but like, you know who I'm talking about. You know those people. Don't get me started on kids. For people who do know me and you're watching this, I've never been a fan of kids. I'm not, I don't know. I just can't get into it. That sounds stupid, but handling kids, you never know what you're going to get. They're either in a good mood or they're in a bad mood. There's like no in between. You never know what's going to happen. It's just, they say it how it is, or I've had kids kicking and screaming. I've had kids that were absolute like angels, but you never know what you're going to get. I had one kid one time, story time. It's a super short story, but anyways. She was doing great. She was fine. The mom was in the room, and then the mom had to leave to go do something, and middle of me cleaning her teeth, I was just polishing her teeth, she begins to just scream bloody murder and like crying, and I'm like, what did I do? You never know what you're gonna get with kids, and that's what scares me. Like, I don't know. I keep sinking like this. Sorry, I have bad posture. I don't have kids of my own either, and I don't have enough family that have like smaller kids to get the dynamic of how kids work. So it's still, kids are a damn learning curve for me. And I used to be a gymnastics coach and I taught little kids, but I soon realized, I was like, this is not the job for me. Not saying like I hate kids. I don't want this to be like me saying, your kids, But it's just hard. I could never work in pediatrics. Like, I see quite a few kids, but like, we have to refer like the bad kids, or kids that like don't comply very well or need a little bit of sedation to calm them down. I couldn't work in that. No, I don't think so. No, not my cup of tea. Nope. That's my idea on kids. You never know what you're gonna get, and once they are like going insane and crazy, it's hard to calm them down. It is ridiculously hard to calm them down. Okay, so now on the other side of the spectrum, elderly people. I love elderly people, especially older men. Not trying to be creepy in that kind of way. They're just always, usually they're super sweet. They come to the office because, usually they don't get to go out of the office or out of the house often, like just to go to like their doctor's appointment or something, and they finally get some interaction. They're usually the sweetest people. Just a joy. I don't know. I used to work at a cafe where a lot of like older people, especially older men, would come in to drink coffee at like 5 a.m. And I don't know. I've always loved older people. Got along with them really well. Yeah, they just want someone to talk to. And I'm the type of person that I don't like it whenever it's super quiet in my unit. Like, if I have a patient, to me, I don't like silence. I'm not trying to say like you should talk to your hygienist or your dentist like nonstop, because then no work would get done. But it's just, you get good at small talk, and I feel really, confident in my small talk skills. But like also, you want to get to know your patient, on a personal level in a way, and they're trusting you. They're basically trusting you to do something that nobody really likes getting done. I mean, I love getting my teeth cleaned and getting my teeth worked on, but a lot of people are scared of it, and I totally get it. It's a very vulnerable state that you're in, but you want to make sure that your patients are comfortable around you. And I don't know, I've always just felt really comfortable around like elderly people. That's just, I guess, my personality, the way I am. I don't know. Kids make me nervous. I don't know why. I think it's because like I said, you don't know what kids are gonna do. They make me nervous. I don't have a kid of my own, so like I don't know what to expect. Oh, this sounds so bad, but kids freak me out. I don't know. Not saying like if you bring your kid to me, like they're gonna be in awful hands. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you never know. You just never know what kids are gonna do. So that's my 2 cents on that. So let's proceed. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is how many people don't brush their teeth. It sounds so sad to say. And I'm not like hating on these people or anything. It's just surprising at the lack of hygiene people have. I used to think, going into hygiene school, I didn't know what tartar was, first of all. Okay, let's keep it real. A lot of people don't know what tartar is, and that's okay. That's why we're here. But going into hygiene school, I had no idea what tartar was. You hear it on like toothpaste commercials or like mouthwash just advertisements. Helps prevent tartar buildup or whatever. But no one knows what it is. A lot of people know what plaque is, and that's basically like you eat something, or even if you don't eat anything, it's basically bacteria that builds up in your mouth, and it turns into like this nasty film on your teeth, and you leave it on there long enough and it looks like cottage cheese on your teeth. Okay, a lot of people know what plaque is. What people don't know is what tartar is. And let me just give you a quick little tip on what tartar is. Okay, so tartar, to keep it fairly simple, it's basically plaque that has turned like cement, like hard, on your teeth, and you can't brush it away. So whenever you leave plaque on your teeth for too long, it mixes with your saliva, and it causes it to form like this just tough, concrete, almost like substance on the back, or not even on the back, but on your teeth, and it can get under your gums, it can be above your gums. A lot of times people don't even know it's there because it could form fairly slowly over time, and so you just don't know it's there. And that's why you come to see a hygienist, because they're not just taking plaque off of your teeth. I know a lot of people are like, I don't need to go to the dentist, I brush my teeth, or a hygienist, I brush my teeth 2 times a day, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter if you brush all the time, you floss all the time, you're still going to get tartar buildup. It's inevitable. And so I have a lot of patients, they come in and, think it's just going to be a regular visit. A lot of times when new patients come in, and I've had this before quite a bit, new patients come in, they see like we have it advertised as exam, x-rays, and a cleaning for $89. That's the price. That's like the special we have going on at my office right now. And a lot of people don't realize when you go in and you get your exam and your x-rays, that doesn't mean that you're going to get an $89 cleaning, because a lot of times if you haven't been to a dentist or had a cleaning in like, it can vary. A lot of people build tartar buildup quicker than others. But if it's been a while, you might have to get a deep cleaning, that is called a scaling and root planing. That's what we call it, but in layman's terms, we call it a deep cleaning basically. And that means that you have a lot of tartar buildup, you have bone loss going on in your teeth. It's an infection in your gums, and a regular cleaning isn't going to cut it. So we have to do a deep cleaning, which costs a lot more than a regular cleaning. So I've had people come in, new patients, expecting, they're going to get a regular cleaning, or their regular cleaning, an exam, and x-rays, $89 in and out, boom, boom, boom. And then I unfortunately have to tell them, sorry, you need a deep cleaning, and it sucks, and I've gotten basically bitched at because of that. And they're like, well, you advertise that it's $89 for a cleaning, x-rays, and exam, but that's only for a regular cleaning. I feel bad when I have to tell people that, like, they need a deep cleaning, but it's just part of it. So if you ever go to a dental office and, they have that sign out there that says cleaning special, $89, basically what I was saying, and you go in and your hygienist or dentist tells you you need a deep cleaning and that's going to cost you extra, don't get upset with them. They're just doing their job. We don't want to tell you, as much as you don't want to hear it. I mean, it's our job to tell you, but we just want what's best for you, and we're not going to sit there and do a regular cleaning when you need a deep cleaning. That is unethical. We're not going to do that. I will forever refuse to do that. And I've had that issue happen to me before, where a guy comes in and I did half of his mouth. I went ahead and did half of his mouth of a deep cleaning, and he comes in for something else a couple days later, and he is upset because his gums were killing him, and he just wants to do the other half as a regular cleaning. And the dentist, thank God, he talked to him. He's like, we can't do that. We're not going to do that. You need a deep cleaning, and that's that. It's pointless, because a deep cleaning, there's tartar buildup underneath your gums, and if for a regular cleaning, we don't go underneath the gums to get the tartar out. And so if I'm just doing a regular cleaning, I'm not helping you at all. I'm just getting what's off the surface, but what's going on under the surface of the gums, where the infection really is, it's not doing you any good. So you might as well just get the deep cleaning and then start fresh, So yeah, I've had to tell quite a few people who were not happy with me that they needed a deep cleaning. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is, and this one, it really sucks because I'm still I'm a newbie. Especially now, I had just started this job about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now, and I had replaced this hygienist that had been there for, I don't know, a really long time. And she had this roster of her patients. They come to see her all the time. And now it's going to be me taking over her patients. Not that I want to take over her patients. It's not that. It's just what, just it transfers over, they can't see her anymore. She's not here. So they're going to go to me. I've had patients that when they see me and I bring them back to the chair and I tell them, hi, my name is Megan, I'll be your hygienist today. They hate it. They're like, where is my other hygienist? They're just mad at you, and it sucks. All I'm saying is, if you get, say you go to a regular dentist or a regular doctor's office or whatever, and you don't have your same doctor there or your same nurse per se that you're used to, don't get mad at the person that's in that place because they didn't have anything to do with it. It's just the way it goes. A lot of people aren't going to stay at the same place for long. It's just part of life, things move on. I understand people, they prefer consistency, and I'm the same way, I prefer having the same doctor, the same hygienist. Hell, my godmother was my hygienist my whole life. And it's weird now not going to see her, but I'm not going to throw a fit over it like a child because you prefer consistency. Like, I get it, I really do, but it puts me in such an awkward position because I'm sitting there like trying to tell people I'm gonna take good care of you, like I promise, like it's gonna be okay, but they just don't want to hear it. And there's times where I'm just like, okay, well then you can leave. I don't know what you want from me, but so yeah, that's been a struggle lately of being at a new office where the hygienist before me, she had this long roster of patients and a lot of people prefer her, which is awesome. You know, I want people to say that about me. Like, they want me as their hygienist all the time. You know, that just makes you feel good. You know, you want to keep the same people. But if it so happens to change, don't be upset at the person who's taking their spot. You know, I didn't choose those people. They were given to me. Like, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm cake-faced over here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but cakey. Looking cakey. Okay, so now, this is a big one I get a lot. Because I graduated, 5 years after getting out of high school. I'm 24 now. I'm young in this field. A lot of people, though, they graduate young. And so a lot of people feel more comfortable with somebody who seems more aged, I guess, more experienced. And I look like I just walked out of a high school, But so a lot of times I have people come in, especially if they're used to the same hygienist, but they seem uncomfortable having me as their hygienist. And I get this a lot, the same question: how long have you been a hygienist for? Well, if I tell them I've only been a hygienist for a year, they're not going to want to see me. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to think I'm not experienced enough to clean their teeth or even just take care of them in general. So it always puts me in an awkward situation. What I like to tell people is that I've been doing this for 3 years, which is technically it's a lie, but in school we had clinic, and for 2 years before we graduated, we saw patients. And so I'm not lying, technically. I have been doing it for 3 years. I just haven't been licensed for 3 years. But yeah, I get that a lot. I wish I didn't look like a teenage boy half the time. Like, let's be honest. When I go into work, I don't look like this. No. I'm not doing all this to go into work. I don't even put on eyebrows half the time to go into work. So, I look like a newborn child half the time, like a baby bird. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story now, which I'm not going to be too detailed because, I don't want to, give away somebody's privacy. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to go into too much detail. But I've had at a different dental office that I worked at, I've had a woman come in, and she was an older woman, and she was used to the same hygienist. Anyways, she's already nervous coming in, and I can tell because the first question she asked me was, how long have you been doing this for? Great. It's off to a great start. She already seemed like she was on edge, and I, try to joke around with her, have a good time, try to make her feel comfortable. I'm not an evil person, and I want her to see, she can be comfortable with me as well. So I lay her back, and we get started on her cleaning, and I get out what's called a Cavitron or an ultrasonic. I don't know. I flip-flop back and forth. But it's basically a tool that hygienists use instead of the hand scalers that we use. Everybody knows the scraping part of getting their teeth cleaned. This tool is a lot easier on people unless you have sensitive teeth. It can cause a lot of sensitivity, but it sprays out water and it vibrates at the same time. So it's like a pressure washer, and it takes off the tartar buildup a lot faster and a lot more comfortably, rather than me sitting there and like scraping away at it over and over and over. And so I use this on her, and I always start on the bottom teeth on the back side, on the front, on the back. So I start there, and not even 10 seconds later, she freaks out, and she's like, I'm super sensitive there, or that was super sensitive there. I've never had that happen to me before. And so I told her, I'm sorry, you know, and I explained to her, when tartar buildup is built up over your teeth there, and I take it off, a lot of times the tooth, because that barrier over the tooth is gone now, it can cause some sensitivity because the teeth can actually breathe. And she was, you know, she had an attitude about it or whatever. And I start back up again, and then she goes, no, I can't do this. And she sits back up. And like, she sits up in the chair while it's like laid back. And so I was like, okay, I'll sit you up, you know, and we can talk. And the words that came out of her mouth were, I will never forget this, because I was just like taken aback. She goes, I don't trust you. I feel uncomfortable around you, and I want to leave. I don't feel comfortable here. Okay. Well, I tried to talk to her, you know, calmly. I was like, I'm very sorry. You know, sensitivity is natural there. And I was explaining to her about the tartar again, how when you remove it, tooth can become sensitive. And then she says, I have never been sensitive there before, ever, during a cleaning. You're the first person that's ever hurt me. And I don't want to be here anymore. I didn't know what to do at that point, because this was maybe 6 months of me being a hygienist, like, you know, out in the real world. And I froze. I didn't know what to do. I had a lump in my throat. I could feel my face turning red. I was like on the verge of tears, because I've never had anyone have a bad experience with me like that before. And I didn't know what to do. So, of course, I told her, I was like, okay, we'll go talk to the dentist, or I'll go get the dentist and we'll talk about it. And so I go and get the dentist, and he comes in there and talks to her with me. This lady told him that I was the rudest person she's ever met, and that I didn't even say I was sorry whenever I hurt her. Okay. First of all, rude. Never did that. I was super polite to her. I said sorry, whatever, and she just basically, the whole time the dentist was talking to her, she was just popping off on me, basically saying I'm just like the worst hygienist ever. I have never tried to hold back tears more in my life, because I had to sit in the room and listen to a lady just bash me for no reason. And so, you know, he was trying to talk her into staying. At this point, I didn't want to see her either. You know, like, I'm uncomfortable enough as it is. She's uncomfortable, so you let her calm down, let her leave, and if she wants the same hygienist before, then she can come back. Oh, girl, I'm telling you, that was the most horrible feeling in the world, having somebody tell you that you basically were super rude to them, never said you were sorry, felt uncomfortable around you. And I'm the most like chill person, you know, like I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable around me. I want people to have a relaxing visit. That's always my goal. That's been my main goal, you know, starting as a hygienist, because I know people have dental anxiety and stuff. And I love, you know, taking away that fear. But I don't know. She just didn't like me. So, you know, I went in the break room, cried my eyes out, came back, had to see another patient, and that was that. Never saw her again. So I'm going to go put on some fake eyelashes, and I will be right back. Oh, I look like I just gave myself a black eye. Oh, no. Alright, whatever. I kind of dig it. But anyway, that was my little spiel, or basically kind of me ranting almost, it felt like, about my first year as a hygienist. I kind of went off topic a lot. It seemed like, I don't know how this video is going to turn out. But yeah, this was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I might make another one soon. I don't know. And I'm sorry, I keep looking over here. I keep looking at myself, and I'm like, Damn. But anyways. But yeah, I'm really bad at ending videos, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, beach.